What's up, guys? It's your boy Darth Revan, and today I'm coming at you with a new attack strategy video, the first on this channel. And this attack strategy is a Town Hall 10 HPHB. And this was pioneered by our leader at Six Schlitzes, Ares, on his Town Hall 10 account, Ren. And basically, what it is he does a slight Pekka walk in order to tank with two healers on each Pekka. He brings two. And then he either drops like a jump or does wall breakers and then a jump into an Inferno island, as you can see in like this base here. And behind the Pekkas, as they're tanking, come in his CC bowlers and his king and his queen. And what that allows him to do is take out that whole compartment really, really quickly. As Pekkas, they're really tanky units, but they can also dish out a ton of damage, especially under rage. So what Ares does in this first attack is that he helps his Pekkas in the beginning by trying to funnel out these buildings here. You'll see that he drops two wizards here, and then he drops a baby drag. Now what that does is the Pekkas, they can only go straight in now, which is really, really nice. And that allows him to kind of bulldoze his way through the base, taking out one Inferno and then leading all the way down this alleyway into the next. Now, you'll see later on in the raid that the hogs, he brings about a dozen or so, and he drops them as kind of a more support unit to push the Pekka, to push the kill squad, his bulky kill squad, into the base in the direction that he wants. So, for example, you'll see that he drops hogs here, here, and here to kind of take out these buildings. And what that does is the Pekkas and the king, whenever they come through, they first take this jump that he places here. It's a really nice jump. They take the jump, and now that they're in this compartment, the only place that they can go, the way that they're attracted and how their AI works, is that this building, this expo, is not the closest target that they will see. They will see this air sweeper, and that air sweeper will drag them into this L-shaped compartment. So you have to look at these whenever you're scouting out the base for this attack. And that combined with the heroes and the CC kind of conglomerating around here, that really allows him to one sec. That really allows him to kind of direct his troops into that natural funnel into this second Inferno Tower. Now let's draw out the spells and what he uses and how he actually planned his attack. So he has his jump there, and he drops Rage pretty quickly. He drops one there, and he drops another one there. Sorry for the kind of scraggy markings, but so what that does is it helps him kind of direct his troops, like I said before. But that also allows his healers, because he brings in, I think, four. He brings in around 3 or 4 healers, and those raged healers will keep up the bowlers, which are an essential part of the attack, as they hit these outside buildings, and they create like this kind of ring around the base, around the area that they're entering. And that also helps the Pekkas from getting distracted, as they're powerful troops, but they get distracted pretty easily. So let's get back here, drawing out. So at this point, you see he's used 2 rages, and he's used a jump, and now what he's left with, let's try to get some actual shapes here, is a freeze and a heal that he utilizes around this area. Pretty big heal. Let's correct that. Around like that. So you'll see in the raid that his kill squad, even though it's pretty bulky, starts to peter out because of all the incoming damage from these expos and having taken damage from the queen and whatnot. You'll see that starts to kind of peter out. But the hogs that he dropped in this area, well, those guys start to go at the Inferno Tower section. And that freeze catches the Wizard Tower, it catches the Inferno Tower, and most importantly, it prevents them from being targeted by multi or splash units, splash defenses. So that's that portion. And as soon as that second Inferno Tower goes down, it's game over. The healers are keeping all the big units up, like the Pekka and the King and the Queen, while the hogs, they just shoot through the rest of the space. Because if you notice, there's not a lot of giant bombs, especially with this meta. You maybe have a giant bomb section here, a giant bomb section here, and maybe some in the core. But the beauty of this attack is that it kind of bypasses the core. The bowlers, they take out the core. The bowlers and the queen, they take out the core without actually getting inside. And even if some units get inside, the Pekkas, which are really bulky, will eat up those giant bombs like a champ. Now, the Pekkas, they don't like Teslas, but usually the bowlers and the queen can handle those Teslas and preserve the Pekkas. Now, let's take an actual look at this raid.
Turn your magic on, with me she'd say everything you want to dream away. We are legends every day, that's what she told me. Turn your magic on, to me she'd say everything you want to dream away. Under this pressure, under this weight, we are diamonds, and I feel my heart beating. I feel my heart underneath my skin. I feel my heart beating. You make me feel like I'm alive again. Alive again.
Now that you guys saw how Ares wrecked that first base, let's look at another attack by him on another well laid out Tunnel 10 anti-3 base. As you can see here, has the island Infernos to prevent against easy bowlers, and then also has uh, core compartment filled with these wizard towers, which can be pretty deadly to a Laloon if you don't path it out correctly. Let's clear up these markings. All right, so in this attack, what Ares does is he brings in, what color do I want to use? He brings in 2 baby drags right here and around this area. And he also brings a wizard. And what that does is it's to kind of cut off these areas so that there is a natural funnel straight into this Inferno tower. And to complement that, what he does is he brings another jump straight into it. Doesn't mess around with wall breakers or try to double break the walls. Brings a straight jump into this. And the beauty about this attack, like I was said before, was that Pekkas, they can dish out a lot of damage and they can break through walls really, really quickly. And the advantage that they have over Valks per se, or even Giants. Like Giants and Valks, they can also get through walls pretty quickly under a rage. But the thing that Pekkas bring are bulk. It's how tanky they are and how much hit points they have. And that allows them to survive for a longer time without the need of like healers or a heal to sustain them. And that's good because you're going straight at an Inferno tower, and by doing so, that negates all your healing effects, and so you need the extra tankiness to kind of bulldoze your way through. And so what Ares does is he does the same type of technique again. He has Strata spells first. He has another rage, and he has another rage here, I believe. So he brings the 2 rages, and he also has a poison for the CC that he drops around this area. One sec. It's twiddlers. Yeah, alright. So he has another poison around here. And how he deploys his Pekkas is that he deploys one. Ooh, I forgot the shapes. So he deploys one here, and he deploys like another here. And he has 2 healers on this one, and he has 1 healer on this. So they start going into their walk, and then they converge into this middle elixir collector, and they go straight into the base. And as that's being all funneled and taken care of, Ares then drops his royals and his bowlers straight down the middle with them. So it's like this gigantic push that he does. And the rages, as I said before, used to sustain the healers, or to sustain the kill squad, as the healers can also use their splash healing to keep them alive after the Inferno Tower goes down. And unlike the previous raid, in this raid, Ares, he tries to get to that second Inferno over here with his kill squad, going straight through. But things don't pan out like that. As you can see, he has these side compartments to deal with. And as I said before, Pekkas are really, really, really easily distracted. And you'll see in the raid what I'm talking about. So as he's moving in, his Pekkas and his kill squad, they basically take a 90-degree turn into this compartment. Now, usually that's bad because you're not really hitting the Inferno, and bowlers, they aren't attracted to it because of that 2-tile space between the walls and the Inferno. Uh, so that is something you have to watch out for. If you have like easy pathing like in the previous raid, then everything's good. But if you don't, and you fear that like your kill squad uh, would get distracted, there are a couple things you can do. You can do what Ares did in this raid and use your hogs as your uh, like your secondary force to kind of clean up whatever your main kill squad doesn't like touch, or you can use like another jump into that Inferno to ensure that you get it. But from what Ares has told me and from what I've seen, it seems as if uh, his method is a lot more easy to kind of see and plan out because not your uh, your troops won't take that second jump most of like a lot of times. And so what Ares does here is he drops like large force of his hogs. I think he brought in over a dozen, and he has 3 in the bag after that to kind of support this group. But he drops a whole ton here, and in order to take out, let's make these red, to take out these defenses. Of course, that's after the heroes are taken care of. But what that enables them to do is that enables them to kind of move into this Inferno. And that's why Ares prefers to bring the heal and the freeze. Because we'll see in the raid. The hogs, can deal with all these they can deal with all these point defenses because their main Pekka and bowler and hero kill squad is in the center, tanking for the expo, taking for this archer tower, for this cannon, I believe, as well, and they can move like kind of clockwise around the base into the second inferno, and that's where he drops his freeze, and then he drops heal early to kind of keep the pack alive because they've dealt with all this damage, right? So, and to keep them alive right before they hit that inferno. And you don't this area it's has a possibility of giant bombs. And you don't want to eat a giant bomb right before you go into an inferno tower. Your hogs will die. And Ares kind of supports his main group by sending more in this direction. And so if you think about what's left of the base, there's not really much left. You might have a couple outside defenses here, but your queen will definitely take care of those by the time. And your hogs are sweeping kind of parallel to your kill squad. And overall, after you drop like cleanup troops where you placed your hogs, there's not much left, and the only thing you're fighting is the clock. And with the amount of troops you will have left, that is not an issue at all. So let's look at how Ares executed this attack, and this will wrap up this tutorial on how to do a Town Hall 10 HPHB. Enjoy.